All right, we're live. Um, yeah, I'll just grab my Frosty here and we'll do a little show here. Ah, okay, so hey, how you doing, Misha? Hi, you're the first one in the room there, so we're just doing the show here because we'll kind of tell you guys what we're up to, and we're gonna give this light away. So we'll wait a little while till we get a few more people on here, and we'll ask some questions and stuff. So, well, lots of guys coming on here. I guess it's a good time to have the show. Yeah. So, what's up, Frank? Okay. We've been going down the United States there. We've been in Washington and stuff, and me and Mike went down to a really cool mine called the Talisman Mine in the States, and we checked that out. And it's really easy to go down there. Great thing about the States, they have really good information all in the mines and stuff. You can get the coordinates really easy. And so we're planning on spending maybe a couple of months in the States this winter. Got to go down to Utah, Nevada, Salt Lake, and some of the deserts and stuff down there and check out a bunch of mines down there. I know you guys from all over the world say come to our town, but there's lots of mines in California and Nevada and that area and stuff. And we can get in there in the wintertime. We're probably just going to be focusing on that area. We'll be going down through Spokane and down to Salt Lake City and going down that way. Probably maybe going down there maybe a couple times this year, this winter. So it's not that far to drive down there, so it's not bad. I know a bunch of you guys said all the mines are closed in the States or on private property. Absolutely not true. We went down the States, and within 10 minutes being down there, we found a really cool mine. We spent all day going in there, and it was public. It belongs to the forestry or something like that. So on BLGM lands or whatever, it's no problem at all. The camera's like that. I don't know. It's this computer has that. Um, Probably not going to help much. This computer has a little camera built in there. I guess maybe it's gotten scratched up over the years, but it doesn't matter. All right, so nice to see all you guys here. So in a little while we're gonna BLM Bureau Land Management whatever. So it's really cool. We just show up the border. We only live like a few minutes from the border. There's two border crossings. And it's cool. You just give me your paperwork and tell me you want to go check out some mines. You say, yep, away you go. So there's lots of coal mines in Nevada and lots of other places, but they're really high altitude mines. So when you start going in the fall, you start getting a lot of snow in there, and it's really tough to get around in the snow. Difficult day. So okay, well, hi from Medicine Hat. Hi, actually, you're going to be heading to Red Deer tomorrow. So I met this lady. We're going to spend some time up there. Hi, Sharon. And we're going to head up there. No, it's not near the light source. Well, wouldn't really make any difference. But it'll get any better looking if it's less foggy. It'll look the same all the time. All right, yeah, Colorado, Nevada, high elevation. You got a lot of snow up there. It's really difficult to find stuff on there. So yeah. Okay. We have a fan meetup. We got fans from all over the world, so I don't know where the heck we would meet up. And one of the problems they have is lots of people say, well, come to Oklahoma or New York or whatever. It's really hard going to places that you've never been to before and finding mines, and that's a huge. It's a huge advantage if you can get into some places where people are actually know about mines and been in a bunch of mines, because everyone thinks there's lots of mines around their place, and when you get there, all of a sudden you can't get into them. They're closed up and they don't know where they are, so it makes it a little bit difficult. All right, if you move yourself and the computer a little to the right, the light coming from the door. Okay, well, we've done that already. That's the way it is. Okay, so we can. We got a whole bunch of. We got some really cool shows coming up in Barkerville. So Barkerville, we did one. It's an old town that they've restored. There's a whole bunch of really cool mines. We got some prospectors that went up there, and there's lots of gold up there. So for the next couple, 2-3 shows, we're going to be up in Barkerville with Mark and Ian. And we're going to see a bunch of cool mines there. So and some really good rope work and some. I'm going to tell you what we found there, but some really cool stuff there. And then there was a girl that I went into some mines with up in Caslow. She's quite something. She works with the BAT program, so we did a bunch of stuff with the BAT program last year. And she's just a friend of mine, Heather, and she's just a real cool chick. And we did a bunch of rope work with her, so you'll be seeing her. I'll introduce you guys to her, and then I don't know. We got some other stuff planned on. Do I sell shirts with your logo? Yeah. If you go on to any of my videos or whatever, or go to the main page, you click on that bonfire thing, and you can get a link to the shirts. I would think you guys would be getting sick of seeing that by now, but yeah, they're easy to find. Is there lots of people in Barkerville? Barkerville is just basically a ghost town. It's just restored. There's a town close to there called Wells. It's not too far away. There's a lot of tourists that go to Barkerville, but not very many people live there. Wells is a really small town. There's only one place to get beer. That's how small that town is that I know of. There's a pub there. It's kind of a tourist thing. So it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, the Barkerville mine videos are pretty cool. We shot some pretty cool stuff. So as you know, it's been changed. So we're releasing new videos on Saturday now rather than Friday. Because the hope is that more people would see them when they first come out, and that kind of helps out with the analytics. Because the more people that watch it, then they think it's really good video, and if you like it, and then it recommends it to more people, and kind of helps us out with the views and stuff. So that's why we switched that over. Ohio. We're not going to be going there anytime soon. Going down the road, there's a lot of different places we can go. We're going to stick in with the desert country in Nevada, Utah, and part of California and stuff, and we'll be sticking to that area because. What's your thought on death? It's going to happen. I mean, there's nobody that I know of that's ever got out of life alive. So I don't know if people worry about dying. It's going to happen. So I always say, life is death is certain, life is not. So you're better to have do whatever you want to do and have fun and not worry about it because it's going to happen. You can worry all you want, it ain't gonna help. So hello and guten Tag from Germany. So I'm of German ancestry, I guess. I was born in Canada, but I don't know much German. Just all the curse words my mother and parents. So, blöde just means stupid dog. Bist du ein klein bisschen doof? Are you a little bit stupid? Those kind of things my mother used to say to me all the time. Whereabouts in New Mexico are you interested in? Which is kind of we're going to start off a little bit south of Salt Lake City, and there's a campground in there. There's another YouTuber going to do a collaboration with him, and then there's another guy that buys and sells mining claims that's got some videos out, and we're going to do some stuff with him. It's called what the hell? I'll kind of link to his channel. I can't remember what it is. So we're going to do some stuff with them guys too. So, and we'll see how it goes from there. So. What type of camera do you take in the mines? I have 5 different cameras. I got a 360 camera. I've got 2 Panasonic. My main camera is a big Panasonic. Some around here somewhere. They're being charged, I guess. A big Panasonic. I can't remember the model is. And then of course the GoPro, the Hero 7, different ones. So. Try DMT. I don't know what DMT is. So, ever get lost in the mine? Went left instead of right. Well, the left-right thing is just more of a way of keeping track of where you've been. You don't end up going into a whole bunch of passages. Which passages you've been. It's kind of a methodical way of. It doesn't really help you from getting lost, but it helps you keeping track of where you've been. Are you coming to Colorado? I kind of doubt it because. Colorado's high altitude mines, and there'll be a whole bunch of snow and stuff, and it's tough in there. It's somewhere you'd have to go in the summertime. So, Michelle Levitt, $75. So thanks. And she said we should go visit the Moonville mines in Vinton County, Ohio. Network of abandoned mines and railway around Ghost Town. Giant iron furnace nearby too. So. It's the same thing that I was kind of talking about. I mean, you guys say that, but I don't know where to go or where the mines are. Unless you have some really good information. probably just kind of start where we know there's a lot of mines and it's well documented, and then maybe go out from there into different areas. And people said that Washington, well, you're in Washington, well, so you'll have to come to Seattle, check out a bunch of mines. Well, it's a 5-hour drive from here. I mean, that's like a big deal. There's mines 20 minutes from here in Washington. So, I don't know, you guys want me to go a long ways to see mines that I could see that are much closer. So, yeah, sure. And the best way to get a hold of me is if you just send me an email or something. So my email is frank@mcranch@gmail.com. It's at the end of any of the videos. If you guys ever watch the very end of it, at the end of it, you can get and that's the easiest way to communicate with me, where I can kind of keep track of it. Because if I have an interesting email, I can put it into a folder that says mines on my computer and keep track of it. I'm not very good at putting computers and keep track of all this shit. I get so many people emailing me, it's hard to keep track of it sometimes. Have you ever been in a wet, dark, subterranean, man-made cavity? Well, what do you think a mine is? Have you been to Bodie, California? I've been to the United States twice in my life, and it's been in the last week. So I just got my waiver, and I wasn't able to go to the States before that. So that's why we're pretty excited about going to all these different places. I live in Mexico, yeah, so we went to lots of places in Mexico, and I think we did about 11 different shows of some really cool places in the middle of Mexico. The right hand on the wall is a time and rescue, search and rescue thing that taught to firefighters. Have you ever entered a burning structure building with no visibility? So it's something that I just made up. I've been doing this for a long time, but I'm sure not the first guy. So Tom, give me $5. Thanks, Tom. And he says, what's the most fearful you've ever been in a mine? I lost a good friend that fell in near an opening of an abandoned shaft, died instantly. Stay safe. I've done lots of research, and there's a lot of kind of anecdotal evidence about people that died in mines. There isn't anyone that's ever died exploring an abandoned mine in British Columbia that I know of ever been able to find. So it's very rare that people get killed in abandoned mines. Far more common that people get killed. And the statistics of the BLM, and they mix the statistics in that people get killed in mines. Mostly people riding quads around open pits, and quad accidents and swimming and stuff, get drowned and different things like that. So it's uncommon that people get killed in abandoned mines. But it can happen, obviously. As people get killed snowmobiling or whatever. Actually, probably one of the most dangerous things that you can do is go climb up Everest. For every 19 people that have ever made it to the summit of Everest, someone's died going up there. And everyone thinks, oh, that's fine. If you want to go Everest, go ahead, go on there. So exploring mines is way safer than going up Everest. And a lot more fun, too. I don't know why I didn't want to go to Everest. I think it'd just be boring and a lot of hard work. Whatever. Okay, so we're going to get to the whole point of doing this live stream. So I'm giving away this light here. So as the channel's getting more popular, different sponsors and stuff, they're trying to give stuff away and all. That's kind of a cool light. I kind of showed you guys a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty. So it's a light you guys can have for whatever. So here's. You guys watch my videos and stuff, so we're going to ask you some questions. And the first person that answers, it's going to be 3 questions. So the first person that types the answer correctly will win the light, and then you're going to have to send me your email, and I'll send you the light. So here it is. It's questions about my dog in season 1. First of all, I want to know the dog's name, his breed, and his color. First person to answer the 3 questions gets the light. So we'll see. Okay, so you got to answer the 3 things. I don't think it's all that complicated. You guys are saying his name, which is fine. Okay, there's one guess is Max, Collie, black and white. No. Max, black and white Collie. No. Max Shepherd, black and white. No. Max Border Collie, black and white. No. Max, you got the name and the breed right, but not the color. He's a tri-color Border Collie. Max, Australian Shepherd, no. Max, Collie, red, white, no. I love your dog, Collie. Love. Nope, keep going. I don't know if you guys know what a tricolored is. He's a registered border collie, but he had 3 colors, and black and white is 2 colors. So this is good because it's not that interesting. Max Collie, brown, black and white. You're getting close. He's not a collie. Max Collie, gold, white. No, no, no. Still haven't seen it. Haven't seen the answer. Max, red and white. No, there's no red in them. Okay, so Max, white, red, black. You guys are you're guessing so fast I can't read them all. Max, border collie, brown, black, white. I think we got that right. Max, border collie, brown, black, white. That's it. Okay, that's it. Yeah, you got it. Who is that? Oh, that's the right answer. Max, border collie, brown, black, and white. So Jones Factor, you're the winner. You're the first one that I've seen that had the right answer. So his name was Max. He was a border collie. He was brown, black, and white. So send me your email and I'll send you the slide. Okay. So that's that. So yeah, he was registered. It was actually interesting. We used him on the ranch and stuff. And he's really his dad was he won $10,000 at the Calgary Stampede. His genetics, he was really good for chasing cows. And most people think a border collie has to be black and white, but there's a tricolored border collie that's still registered border collie, and that's what he was. So, all right, so it's kind of fun. So I don't know, maybe these guys are going to send us more stuff to give away. So it's just kind of a little fun thing to do, I suppose. And I don't know, so that's done. And like I say, we talked about it a little bit earlier. So we're going into the States, and so we got we got some more shows in Barkerville going to do, and then we got some stuff up the Lucky Jim mine we did with Heather, some stuff up at Sandon. So what I did is I was pretty busy in the summertime doing a lot of exploration, and I haven't edited all these videos, so I got all these kind of lined up. We'll give to you guys, and then we were in the States yesterday, the Talisman mine in Washington. And one of the real cool things about going down there is it got really good documentation from the BLM on these mines. If you guys Google the Talisman mine in Washington, you'll be able to see a bunch of pictures of it. Obviously, they don't have any video of the inside of it. And we were talking to a bunch of locals, and they were just really nice and friendly, and they showed us where it was and all that kind of stuff and how to get there. And yeah, it's a really cool little mine. It's got the cutest little tram I've ever seen, a small little tram, but a pretty cool mine. So there we go. We're going to be working. We'll be up in the States and doing a whole bunch of stuff over the winter. And also, now we're talking to television producers. It kind of happens all the time. Kind of back and forth about this. I don't know if it's ever going to go anywhere. I really don't care. We're pretty happy with the way things are going with YouTube. Once you get over 100,000 subscribers, it's kind of probably make a big difference to the ad revenue, which is not bad now. It's pretty much paying my expenses, which I kind of enjoy. It's not that I'm poor or anything like that, but yeah, it's nice if you can travel around and do all this kind of stuff and buy all the equipment and not have to pay anything to do it. So it's it's the YouTube is things it works out fairly well. So we're happy with that. It's taken a lot of work to do that. All right, so we'll read some of this stuff. I got my beer and ready for the contest. Well, buddy, you missed out because the contest is over. You should have been watching the broadcast rather than drinking beer. There been any exploring on Texas 8 Island. Actually, I flew my old airplane into there, but tough place to get to. All right, sorry for the horrible question. Did you get Max back out of the shaft? I did not. So he fell 600 feet to the bottom of a shaft straight down, and and why would you? I mean, the dog loved being in the mines and stuff, and he died in the mine. And why would I risk my life to get him out of there? I don't need to see. I don't need to see him down there. I mean, it's a good as resting place as any, as far as I'm concerned. So, and the whole point of me talking about him and all that is the hope that I should never have taken that dog into the mine, and people told me that. And hopefully that you guys will understand that and what the consequences are. And if you have dogs that you wouldn't take them into mines because they don't have the common sense to They don't have the judgment. When you're going across, you see a winds or something that's quite deep. You look at that and there's a rotten, small little timber or something. You wouldn't step on that because you're worried about falling down. And the dog doesn't think that way. He figures, oh, there's a board I can go on there. He doesn't think about that board possibly breaking and falling down. And also, what Max used to do all the time is he'd go. The kind of the vision. The dog doesn't just rely on vision; he also relies on scent and different scent and hearing stuff. So if he goes ahead of a light and he can't see, he doesn't worry about that much. He just keeps going, and things can happen to him. They fall, and he doesn't know that he can't go beyond what he can see. You could fall into a hole or something. He doesn't. You're not smart enough to figure that out. So you should never take a dog in a mine. So I learned that the hard way. So hopefully, I can save you guys some grief by telling you that story. So. What is your email? So you can look on the very end of any of my videos. It's on there, but I can tell you what it is. It is frankmcranch@gmail.com. So, but you can find it in my videos. So, all right. So don't guess. The contest is over. Jones Factor won the lights. So. Hey Frank, love your channel. Keep up the great work. Big shout out to you, bro. Well, thanks, Matt. And one of the real cool things about the channel, and I'd like to keep doing this, is try to meet as many new people as you can. It's always cool to meet someone and have them say, "Well, come by. We'll go do shoot a couple mines or something together." And it's always cool meeting new people and going into mines with them. So it's kind of a big part of the channel. Hey Frank, whatever happened to your travel trailer with the broken hitch? Well, we fixed it up. We spent about $1,000, and that's the travel trailer you see all the time. It works pretty good. If I traveled to you, would you mine with me? Well, I'm not a miner, so we don't have a lot of mines. Most of the mines I've kind of explored around here, so we're kind of traveling out into other areas. So. You should rename the mine Max's Mine. Well, we were in a mine that day. We were actually going up to some tram towers, and we just kind of found this little hole, and we could actually see right through it to the other side. It was a tunnel, not a mine. And I didn't know, but in the middle of that, there was a shaft going down 600 feet. What it was is the ore came along that tunnel, and it dropped down to a pocket to a lower terminal. So I didn't know that, but. I didn't know Gmail actually worked. I wasn't notified. It did. I've seen every one of your videos. I love exploring caves and mines. Getting to be a hell of a lot of them. Frank, did your money ever get found? I would assume so. I know that 3 of the 5 did get found. I mean, they're not that difficult to find, so I would assume that it's all gone. I don't know that for a fact. Nobody told me it was or it wasn't, but I would think so. And it was an idea that we had, but it wasn't really all that successful. But you try these different things. So. With winter coming, do any of the tunnels or entrances get frozen over? Well, the biggest thing is you just can't find them. So if you're up somewhere, it's a small little hole. You have to know exactly where it is. A big part of how we find mines in the summertime is to see a lot of waste rock. So in the wintertime, if they're covered full of snow, you can't see the waste rock. So it's difficult to get into them. Hi Frank, did I win anything? Not for me. Have you ever found sapphire or emeralds? Not that I know of. I'm not really I've got a pretty good collection of rocks and minerals and stuff in my mine, but I'm not really a geologist, and I'm not really well versed on these different things. I wouldn't even know what it looked like. A sapphire, emerald, if I did see one. I travel in RV a lot and would love to explore with you, show me the ropes and a little better. There's lots of people that want to take me into mines, but the thing is that I wouldn't take someone that I kind of hate to take someone that doesn't have any experience in a mine, and then I don't want, because we don't know what we're going to encounter when we go into a mine. If they don't have any rope skills or anything like that, then then we're going to get up there and they can't go anywhere. So you don't know what you're going to find till you get to a mine. So the other thing, the other option you have is taking someone to a mine you've already been to, but that's really not any fun for me because I've already done that. So why would I want to go back to that same mine? So we're kind of stuck with that. So I just joined the stream. What mine you going to in the U.S.? I really don't know. So we're going to go down probably in the next few weeks or month or so, and we heading down to the Utah area or whatever. Down that way through. Going to go through Spokane and kind of go south down through there to Utah. And I don't know if there's any mine. If you guys, you looked at the kind of where I'm going, if there's some mines in that area and I could meet someone up there and go to some mines, I'd be fine with that. But I don't really have any plans so far. Need to go out west and explore some of the mines. There's mines everywhere, eh? So Spokane is here. Hi, Frank. Hi. So Paige is also in Spokane, so she's been on the channel quite a bit, but I don't know if she knows of any mines in that area. Did you see the episode where Frank enters a frozen mine shaft that had thawed out barely enough to allow passage? Yeah, so that's up at Fenex, eh? There's frozen stuff up there. The San Gabriel Mountains, is that near East Fork in the canyons? Don't know where that is. Do you know about Oak Island and the treasure? That's just a lot of freaking discovery or whatever. It's just a lot of malarkey on television. It's whatever. That's television, right? So those guys have been digging around the same freaking hole for the last 20 years and making up more stories to try to get people the next week to see what goes on there. It's more like a soap opera. Hi, Frank. Love your channel. Hi from Mexico. Yeah, hi. And I love Mexico too, and had good experiences there. It's difficult exploring there because you don't understand the language and makes it difficult. And it's hard to rent vehicles and move around and stuff. But I did enjoy the time I spent in Mexico and saw lots of pretty cool mines. The people were really friendly. I really enjoyed it there. But just to explore stuff in the States is just a lot easier because you can take your own vehicle and camp there, and it just makes it a lot easier. So, Frank, if you're on TV, they would turn your show into an Oak Island soap opera. Absolutely, they would not. I decide what I'm going to do. So if it's bullshit, I ain't going to go. I like YouTube freedom. Do what the fuck you want. I mean, that's the problem with TV. I mean, they got a bunch of lawyers to say, well, you can't say that, you can't do that. I can say whatever the fuck I want on YouTube. Nobody can do nothing about it. So that's the great thing about YouTube. Like we did our documentary, that old team of lawyers, look over every little freaking sentence that I had, and you can't have that on there because it's a copyright bucket thing or whatever. Eh? So, but yeah, that's the great thing about YouTube. You can do whatever you want, and it gives you a lot of freedom. If you found a mine that goes through a mountain, so. Well, the one that Max fell down went through a mountain. So, interestingly enough, if you're going to be real technical about it, if you have, so a tunnel goes through a mountain. So it's got two entrances. It goes right through. So that's actually a tunnel. If it's just one way, it's an adit. So we're not really anal about it. Sometimes we call adits tunnels, but yeah. It's not that common. The one that we went into in Sandon hasn't been released yet. There's one called the Carnation that goes right through the mountain, and we won't tell you what we found there. Why give it away, right? So that's one real common one that I know of, but it's not common for that to happen. So, hey Frank, any more plans on going back to Woodbury area to explore more in that area? There was a girl there, her name's Rachel. She's a real estate agent. She was the one that told me about this real cool shaft that was up there, but we weren't able to find her. So if we're up in that area again, I can hook up with her somehow and her husband or whatever. Maybe just show me where it is. But no, we don't have any plans, but yeah, who knows what could happen. Matt says, ever had a mine collapse when you're in it? No, I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, just a handful of stuff. If you touch something. If you don't touch anything, there's not really much of a reason for anything to fall on your head. Hey Frank, it's Reno Ryan. Look into the Northgate Mining District. It's near Pyramid Lake. It's got at least 5 shafts. I know there's some super deep. I have no idea where any of them places are. Hey Frank, shout out from people that here on the 40th from Los Angeles, California. Hello, Los Angeles. We have an LA here too in Alberta, Lethbridge, Alberta. Man, I like to stay away from the big cities. I hate big cities. Uh, uh, Nightgate, sorry, it's on Google. Yeah. Yeah, if you told me what state it was, it would probably be helpful. DC officials in Mexico found a bunch of bodies in a deep well. Um, about 3 years ago, the cartel dumped, I think they found 22 bodies at the bottom of a shaft that they dumped in there. Probably what happened, they got a lot of buzzards in Mexico. Probably if you have that many bodies in a well, it wasn't that far down. I think it was probably less than 300 feet. They would start circling around there and they think, what the hell, something's going on there. And somebody goes over there and they can smell and they investigate it. Other than that, you wouldn't really know. But the cartels are necessarily trying to hide bodies. If usually they're trying to send a message if somebody disappears or dies, it's because they're doing something that kind of conflicts with their bad for business and they eliminate that. That's kind of how it works. So. Hi from Cornwall, England. What's the longest time you've been lost underground? I don't know. And the one I know Ben said it was a couple hours. I don't think we've ever been that long. We're lost underground. Probably I can remember when I was with Kane or something. We were in the Lucky Gym. We were up in the higher slopes, and we had a hard time finding um, the the ore chute that we went down. So I don't know, probably less than a half hour. Have you watched Cartland about the situation you usually hang out on? I don't know what you're talking about, but thanks for the great content, Frank from London, BC. You're welcome. Ever been through the Caroline mines by Ladner Creek? I've spent about 7 hours underground there. Some absolutely massive stopes, super cool stuff. So that's a newer mechanized mine where they have just a decline going down there, which is kind of similar to the mines that we explored on the island. The Blue Grouse and the one by Jordan River and the other ones there. They're not really that interesting to see. Once you've seen one modern type of a decline mine, it's not really that interesting. There's no artifacts in there. It's just kind of big tunnel that spirals down and through there. I haven't been in the Caroline mine. I think it's all closed up. Miss Bankster. I don't know what you guys got some pretty interesting nicknames. I love your videos. Thank you, Miss Bankster. Was it the ladders from Longest? Huh? Hey Frank, you got more videos on Mascot coming out? I do not. Actually, I got a phone call from the cops the other day warning me to stay the frick away from there. that should actually make me go back because it's $100 fine, so I don't know. I'd be too worried about it. I can afford the $100. I'd love to go into the Sunshine at it and keep going down there. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna do it. But yeah, that's not so bad. Ever spent a night in a mine? No, I haven't. I wouldn't spend a night in a mine by myself. Oh, not because I'm squeamish, but it'd be awful boring. I'd have to have some really awesome sex. If I was in there with the right lady, I might spend the night in a mine. But other than that, I don't have no reason to enjoy the smell of rat piss and darkness for 12 hours or so. There was an ore cart and some artifacts, old drilling equipment, compressors, oil tanks. Not as cool as other mines. Oh, so that's in the Caroline. Oh, that's cool. So there's got to be, there may be some older sections of that mine. Sorry, ladders from hell. So I don't know what that means. Something about long ladders, maybe was a question. I don't remember what it was. Radon, haha. So radon is another gas that is you see it in mines sometimes. Well, underground anywhere. You get up in your basement. I was looking forward to the Sunshine. How come the cops called you trespassing? Yeah, they called me from Grand Forks, and the cop said, We got a call from the Carameus detachment of the RCMP, and they want us to remind you that the nickel plate is private property. My sister says, well, first of all, I think that's freaking bullshit. And even if that is true, it's up to the nickel plate mine to post no trespassing signs because I'm not doing anything if I don't. I'm not trespassing onto enclosed property if it's not posted. So, and I said, and second of all, I haven't been there for months, so whatever. It seems like harassment to me. Because the cops seldom know every law. Yeah, yeah, they're very they don't know much about the law at all. So if you get charged with trespassing, it's like just getting a speeding ticket, right? And so the cop ends up being the prosecutor. He doesn't know piss all about the law. So he, for you to convict somebody of something, you have to prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. So they come up with their evidence, which is kind of weak because, first of all, mining companies don't usually have the rights to the surface or something, so they can't really charge you for trespassing. So if they can't prove that they have the right to that parcel of land, you're not trespassing. So they get up there and they babble on for a little while, and then I just get up there and tell the judge, says, well, I'd like to make a motion to have this dismissed for lack of evidence, and the judge agrees with me, and that's the end of it. So it's not that hard to beat. And I beat it 3 times in a row by doing that, so it seems to work pretty good. Have you ever seen any wild animals in a mine besides rats and bats, like big animals? Well, I don't know if I should give this away, but I can. In Barkerville, not this next one, but the one after that, you'll see it. We encountered a porcupine in the mine. But I can say nothing more about that, but you'll have to stay tuned. How do you monitor your oxygen levels in a mine? Do you use a pulse? What about gas, radon stuff? Well, radon is a low level radioactive. It's not gonna. Radon's not a problem to mine. It's a cumulative thing. I mean, it's like lead or something like that. If you're drinking water, it's got high levels over a long period of time. It's going to cause you problems. But it's not like you go in there and take a couple sniffs of radon. It's going to knock you out. So oxygen levels, we have an oxygen monitor, and it's just set up. And you buy it and you turn it on, and it's good for 2 years. If the oxygen drops down to less than 21%, I think less than about 1%, down to 21%, the monitor goes up and starts beeping and screaming. So and they just turn out and go and you leave. So and that's a big problem with trespassing stuff. I mean, there's people that put up no trespassing signs on public lands all the time now. Like we have rail trails where there was railways that were abandoned, and the trails for people to go walking through. And then people put no trespassing signs on them. They've got no right to. It's public land. So just because there's no trespassing sign, it doesn't mean that's even legitimate. So I don't know. That really pisses me off. When people put no trespassing signs on roads because they don't want people to go up there so they can have that for an exclusive area for them to go hunting and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't worry about trespassing very much. And basically, it's not even fucking serious. It's $100 fine if you get convicted. And just about impossible to, obviously, if you don't want to, if it's somebody's property, and they have a house or a cabin or something like that, it's legitimate. You don't want to intrude on their stuff. But most of it, they put no trespassing signs on somewhere because they just want to keep you out of there for their own private reasons. They have no reasons to, and it just really pisses me off. And ignorant mine owners are the worst for that. Not all mine owners are ignorant, but whatever. Hey, brother, ever fix your airplane? So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, or not my YouTube channel, obviously you're subscribed to that, my Facebook. So we put a bunch of pictures on there. So the last airplane that I wrecked, we took the engine out of it, and I ordered a new powered parachute, just a rolling. So we ordered a new power parachute, put the engine in there, and my buddy, he took the airplane, and we got a bunch of pictures of it. What we need to do to visit your museum, just give me a call, phone number, email, or whatever. If you're around here, you can, there's all, it says show high, there's screen, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, if you're in Grand Forest, just give me a call. If I'm around here, you can see my museum. There's not that many people that come to see it, probably maybe a couple a month. And hardly anyone from around here, just people who are passing through all the time that are subscribed to the channel. It's really cool meeting the people and talking. I like talking about mines, as you know. Hello, I just joined Herd Airplane. I'm going to school right now and getting my AMP. I don't even know what that is. So AMP isn't that a grocery store in the States? Sign, everywhere sign, yeah. Warning, keep out, no trespassing, invitations to a mine. Well, it's kind of cool sometimes because there's been places that we knew there was a mine in the area, and all of a sudden you see a fence that says keep out. So right on. If that wasn't there, we couldn't have found the portal. Are you a real life Indiana Jones? I don't even think that that's real. It's Hollywood. Have you ever seen strange equipment or items in the mine? Yeah, I don't know. We see kind of strange stuff that you wouldn't expect to mine all the time. I can't think off the top of my head. Hey, dude, I'm heading to the East Kootenays on Friday. We've got a few plastic claims up there. They've been around Cranbrook. Have you been around Cranbrook area for an exploration? I'm going to go through there tomorrow, but yeah, no, I haven't explored mines. There's a lot of coal mines there, and I'd never go into a coal mine, so they're just too freaking dangerous for me to go into. So, if you ever any bear problems in the mountains, I got attacked by a bear once. I guess that's a bit of a problem, but it didn't kill me. Um, Barriers are made to be broken. AMP has airframe and power plant. It's a license given to FAA. I'm licensed to work on airplanes. Okay, yeah. I had never heard that term before, but I'm not American, so. Can I have a beer? I'm real thirsty, yeah. I've got no objections to you drinking any beer. You're making me thirsty talking about it. Do you have a favorite size type battery and multiple flashlights that use it? All my lights, they use rechargeable batteries. They're like an 1850 something or another. I never buy batteries. I mean, I think that's the most important thing. If you have a flashlight, buy those rechargeable types. You just put them in a USB port. They're way better batteries than any other batteries you can buy. Don't cost you nothing. The lights that I've used for 4 years and never replaced the batteries. They last forever. They're really cool. I'm trying to get them to build a flashlight for me. I don't like the flashlights you can buy. You stick them in a pack. They turn on accidentally. They'll burn through your gear. They're difficult to cycle through. They got like 5 different modes. You don't need all that shit. You need a bright on a flashlight, a bright and a low light, and you need to be able to switch it on and off easy. It's real simple. They make things way more complicated than they need to be. What happened to the Ghost? You ever had one? Yeah, there you go. 18650, something like that. I guess that's the real common. There's a real common rechargeable battery, big battery you can get. Probably one around here somewhere. All right. Since you love mines, when did you start loving mines? Probably about 4 years ago. So 18650. Panasonic makes very good ones. I didn't know Panasonic made flashlights or batteries, but maybe they do. Thanks, guys, for the input. Just sent you the information, Frank. Yeah, thanks. Okay. What does your intro Into the Darkness? I like that gritty rock and roll. Cheers, Frank. Okay. Lots of people ask me that. Where does that song come from? This and that. I don't answer that question. The reason is it's difficult to get the legal rights to use stuff. It's kind of something that's pretty obscure, and it doesn't come up on any software where you can search stuff. So that's why we're not using it. We love it, but it's just so difficult to use music legally. We tried to, and we couldn't. So we went to some stuff we could buy. So maybe check out Southern Oregon, Siskiyou Mountains, near a place called Tacoma. There's some gold claims, shafts. There's mines and shafts and stuff everywhere. So, you ever think about exploring the catacombs in London, England? Wouldn't be a cool place to explore. I didn't know there was catacombs there. Of course, in Paris, they're pretty famous. We've always been trying to find someone that would show us around those catacombs there. All right, no squatters in mines. The only place we ever saw that was in Mexico. We went into a mine, and there was a guy sleeping in the mine, and actually he said, "Come on in," but it scared the hell out of me when I started going in. There was somebody sleeping in the mine, and I left. And I noticed back when I played the video back that, yeah, he said, "Oh, hey, come on in." So I just noticed that your arm and you always wanted a tattoo, but I'm too broke to get one. Miss Bang Bang Gangster. Well, you can't have much of a business if you're broke. Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't have said that. I don't know. I don't think tattoos are all that freaking expensive. I got some in jail. I just had trade cigarettes for 'em. I've been a long time. I've been in jail for 40 years, I guess, maybe 35 years. It made it difficult for me to travel, but anyway, so I got that sorted out. Well, I was like 16 when I left home, and yeah, in the 80s, you couldn't get a job at McDonald's and never had a pot to piss on you. And things were tough back then. Life is good now. Have you been to the dilithium mines of? I don't know. I can't even pronounce that, so I'm pretty sure I've never been there. I never heard of a dilithium mine. You guys ask tough questions, man. I'm just a stupid farmer. Okay. What was your career path before YouTube? Mine exploration. Well, I started out as a rancher and a trucker, so I had my own trucks and we hauled stuff to oil rigs and run equipment, that kind of thing. Logging. I had 4 sawmills. So yeah, blue collar, I guess, proletariat. But I never did any mining as a living, so it would have been cool. I would like to work in a mine, but. Would you ever go scuba diving? Well, I've been in the ocean and stuff, and that's really simple. In mines, absolutely not. That'd be crazy. The water's cold. It's dark. Any little glitch, you get lost. You're dead. So what we do is really safe compared to scuba diving in freaking abandoned mines. I can tell you that. It's a mine on Star Trek, huh? I don't watch Star Trek, so excuse me. No cartoons either. Those open pit sulfur mines in Indonesia are incredible. Be pretty toxic too, I'd imagine. When exploring old mines, you ever encounter pockets of noxious gases? Do you typically carry an O2 meter when you explore? I do, but that's got nothing to do with toxic gases. If you have toxic gases because you're in a coal mine and you're an idiot, you should never be in a coal mine. With low oxygen, it's usually just from it's just poor circulation if you're way back in anywhere, and things like rotting wood and different things can use up oxygen. If you have hot springs, sulfur dioxide can use up oxygen, different things. So I do carry up an oxygen monitor, and it's gone off quite a few times this year. About 3, 4 times they had to turn around. So I think it's a really important piece of equipment to have. It did, I probably explored maybe 100 miles before that thing ever beeped. But as you start getting further into more complicated formations and further in underground, you definitely have to worry about the oxygen levels. Jack Daniels or Hennessy, I don't know. I don't drink whiskey other than a little bit of Fireball now. Again, it's pretty good. You remind me of my father, who I dearly miss. He was a self-made soldier guy. Always did business with a handshake. That's kind of the old. Do you have a cellar? I wouldn't even call it a cellar here. It's a basement, I guess. Same thing, maybe. I don't know. Hi, Greens from Poland. Hello. We got some stuff from Poland. Yeah, they got a pretty good mining history there too, as they have in all kinds of different places. Love your beard. You want to buy it? I've got one, a spare one that I cut off. I can sell it to you. Yeah, they pissed me off because I was getting caught in my little climbing rig in there. But yeah, we should get a band-aid, or not a band-aid, rubber band. Sulfur mines are what basically class people who barely have shoes, no breathing apparatus. What made you start exploring abandoned mines? Well, if you watch my documentary, it explained it. Basically, I just flew my airplane. Oh yeah, yeah, Mallory. Yeah, they just if you want to post that kind of thing on there, YouTube just deletes that. So it's held for review. I'm not going to post it on there. So it's kind of funny. If it was a private conversation, it's fine, but it's not appropriate here. Um, have you ever thought about going into Silver King at Calico Ghost Mines? There's a Silver King in Nelson that they went into. Did a bunch of stuff there. Uh, Fireball warms the ears when sledding. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Cinnamon whiskey or something. Yeah, it's pretty cool to take along if you're sledding. Actually, I've been colder on a motorcycle. I rode Harleys for years than I ever been on a skidoo. Ironically, you think, oh, you're in a skidoo, it's all cold and stuff, but it's usually pretty warm. If you're skidooing and your beer is frozen, that usually indicates it's too cold to be out sledding. It's not even fun if your beer is all frozen. They said there was a mine called Diavik Diamond Mine, but I don't know where it is. So you ever went to that mine before? It's way up in the Northwest Territories. You can't even drive up there. You have to take a plane in there or go in the wintertime. There's ice road truckers go up there. And you could never go in there anyway. It's a big open pit mine, really boring. Open pit mines are all boring. Are you going to be more careful since that last close call they recently had when rappelling down a mine? No, I doubt it. Um, yeah. Do you prefer? I've never died in a mine yet, so I think I'm being careful enough. Do you prefer going upwards or downwards in mines? Oh, well, if it's steep, definitely downwards because you got the ropes and you can go on the ropes going down. Going upwards is more complicated. If it's not that steep, you can just climb up. But if you need ropes and stuff, it's a real pain in the ass trying to go up with ropes and strap yourself up. And I only ever did it in the one mine, in the Indian mine, with that guy. So that one time, so. But it's just because I was so curious, I had to know where that shaft went. It was a pretty cool video. You ever found ancient artifacts in the mine from ancient civilizations or hidden military supplies? Well, Canada's not that old of a country, right? So there's only been well, it's only been kind of I wouldn't say there've been people here for since like the 1800s is when it really got settled. The mines started. There's been natives here for 10,000 years, but they didn't have mines that I'm exploring, anyways. So to find really old mines and stuff, you'd have to go into places of in Europe and Africa and Asia and stuff like that, where they have some really old mines. There isn't old mines in North America. There's some in the Anzacs and stuff mined there, thousands of years ago, and in Central America, Mexico and stuff's got some pretty old mines. Oh, it was in some 500-year-old mines that the Spanish they enslaved the Mexicans there to get silver for the Spanish Empire. Oh, the sun's coming out. It's getting bright again. Lots of mines in the Silver Valley in northern Idaho. If you're, aren't you going through there? Yeah, apparently. I don't know, maybe. Which mine is actually your favorite? Man, that's really hard. That's really hard to say. Yeah, and I'd probably have like about six of them, I guess. Maybe Antioch, Phoenix, the HB, the Remac. Yeah, there's different. They're kind of like women. You can't really pick, a favorite. Right? they're all unique and special in their own way, right? So, no, the favorite woman is the one that's still talking to me. So, Sweden has mines that are over 1,000 years old. Yeah, the history is pretty awesome in Europe and in those areas. So, if you've ever been in a mine that connect to a natural cave formation, does that ever happen? No, not likely. Not, I've never heard of it. Yo, what's up, Frank? I don't know how you answer that question. Hey, bud. I guess I'm not a gangster, right? Hey, bud. I know I live about 70 miles from the border. We definitely need to hook up when you come back to the States. I got some apps on some old abandoned mines in my area. All right. All right, guys. So it's getting to be close to supper time. We're just kind of on here to give away that light. We did that. Thank you everyone for signing in and your comments. And so we got some cool videos on Barker Will coming up. They'd probably really enjoy. Went and into the Caribou Hudson mines, pretty cool mines, and after that we're going to go down about 300 feet down an old shaft with rock ladders and found some really cool stuff we never seen before. Do you prefer encountering bats or rats? Bats by far. I love bats. They're cool. And well, thanks for your time. You're welcome, and good to see all you guys. And really appreciate all the support in the channel. And we'll talk to you again soon. Good night.